everyone, my name is Irvin, also known as Kuboban. Let's continue with our ticketing system. We're going to work some tickets. All right. So these are trouble tickets in case you've never watched my videos from a help desk type of environment. And the first ticket here is about Adobe. It says, please help me save all my Adobe files that I download as PDFs and not Chrome HTMLs. Even after using Save As, they remain as Chromes. So please help me save all my Adobe files that I download as PDFs. So you download them as PDFs, so they are already PDFs, which is good. So what's actually happening is that you are opening PDF files inside of Chrome browser. Chrome and other browsers can natively open PDF files, and that's most likely what's going on. And for those reasons, we're going to change defaults so that your PDF files open up within PDF Reader. Of course, make sure you have Adobe PDF Reader installed if this is what you're missing. But in case you already have it installed, go to default apps. So just sort of do a search for default apps, open them up, and then find PDF and make sure that PDF is open by a Adobe Reader rather than by the Chrome browser, right? So here it is. Choose default apps by file type. So we're going to click on that here. And as soon as it loads up, we're going to find the PDF extension. So it's going to be .pdf. And we're just going to scroll down here. Here we go. .pdf. So look here on the left. It's going to be a while before we scroll down. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So I'm basically trying to recite the alphabet so that way I can get to the P quicker, right? So, all right, come on. PDF.pdf. OP. So we go OPP. It's still on O's. Almost there. Here we go. So here in this case, you can see that .pdf extension. Default for it is Microsoft Edge PDF document. So it's set to use Edge, for example. Now, when you look this up, chances are it's going to say Chrome here. So it's not necessarily that you've downloaded PDFs in a HTML format. That's most likely not the case. That's very unlikely. It's just that your Chrome is opening up your PDF files. So go ahead and just click on this here and then pick the new reader. So in this case, see, I can switch to Chrome if I really wanted to. But if you have Adobe Reader installed, so it's going to be Adobe Reader, then just make sure you select that. As simple as that. All right, I'm going to leave a note, send a note to you, and send a note / email notification to you. I'm going to say you can set your default .pdf reader to be Adobe Reader rather than Chrome. You can change this in default apps under, what is it, a file types. Let me just go back one more. So you have to scroll down. It's going to be choose default apps by file type. So under choose default apps by file type. And I'm going to put that into little parentheses here so that it's super clear of what needs to be done. I'm 99% sure that that's the case. I'm going to close the ticket. Of course, if you close tickets, make sure that the issue is resolved. I'm just closing them because it's part of just training and I need to make space. Never close tickets until they're resolved. All right. No longer able to send Microsoft invite with virtual links. All right, Microsoft Teams meeting icon is gone and Skype is now there. Also in Teams app, when I send meeting, there's no link to the virtual meeting. All right, well, we're going to have to open up Teams and see how that goes, but that should shouldn't be a problem, right? As long as you have Teams access. But here it says here Microsoft Teams meeting icon is gone. Well, that's the first thing, right? You got to make sure you have Microsoft Teams installed. So let's go ahead and do that. So just going to download Teams, right? I'm going to download Teams, and we're going to just do it like this, and I'm going to do it like that. You saw what I did. I just Googled download Teams, and then I just click download Teams. But here's the difference here. If you are working from home, make sure you download Teams for home or small business. But if you're at work, make sure you download Teams for work or school. So go ahead and download that. And once we install it, and you don't need administrator privileges to install this at all. Here it is. It's just downloaded. I'm just going to open a file location just so you can see. And I'm going to show you that it's actually installed under the local user profile. And for those reasons, you don't need administrator privileges to install this. So just do a quick minimization here. And okay, that's not what I want. Here we go. So I'm going to go to users. Right now I'm logged in as Kobuman here, and I think it's going to install under app data local. I'm pretty sure. So just be a lookout for Teams in here. It might be under Microsoft here. Microsoft Media Player. Well, we'll see. We'll find it in here. So I'm just going to download it. Well, it's downloaded. Sorry, I'm going to install it. So I'm just going to double click it. Again, you don't need administrator privileges because it's installing within the local profile for the person that's logged into the computer. And anything that's within your local profile, you have the permissions to write to. So in this case, Teams is not installing in like C program files at all. It's installing inside of local profile for you specifically. So there are a couple of ways to start a meeting through Teams. This is just a personal or regular version of Teams, but it'll be very similar or not, if not identical, when it comes to the business version of that. Of course, make sure you have the business version installed if you're working for a business type of environment. And the first place is literally here under chat, and the first thing it says here, welcome to Teams, blah, blah, blah. So at the welcome window, you can click meet now, and then you can get a link to share. This is, if you're talking about this, here is where you would get the link. So you get a link to share, and it's going to create a meeting, and then you can copy it. So it copy the meeting over, or you can click this again to copy the link again, or you can go in here and just highlight everything and copy the link. So this is what you would share, to the next person that wants to join your meeting. So just share it and say here, this is my meeting, come to my meeting, blah, blah, blah. So the issue is the link, right? And then from here, you can start the meeting. If you click start, it's going to start the meeting, blah, blah, blah. All right, so that's one way to start a meeting. Of course, the other way is to click on the meetings tab right here and then select meet now. And there are a couple places where you can do this. It says meet now, and then there's another meet now, and you can meet later. And both of these options will also generate a link for you, or you can just get a meeting link and schedule a meeting link, or schedule a meeting later, excuse me. So if you click get a meeting link, you can simply click on that, and it says your meeting is ready, and then you can click copy meeting link, and then later on you can just paste it. So let me just do a quick paste up here. You can see that that's the link for that. So it's ends with 449. And then you can do click maybe later, and then schedule it, add details, blah, blah, blah. This will create a calendar item for you as well. But let's do a meet now again, because this is very simple. So I'm just going to click cancel on that pop-up. Anyways, here is the copy meeting link before you start the meeting link again. So there are a couple of different ways you can get the copy meeting link. So you can copy meeting here, copy meeting link here, and then you can share it via Outlook Calendar, and you can via Google Calendar or via default email provider. So either way is fine. So I'm going to click copy meeting link. It's copied to clipboard, and I'm going to close that. And here the meeting already started, right? The meeting already started. And if you want to get that link again, you can do that as well. So if you click on more action here, you can get the meeting link again. And that is done by going to the meeting info, and here copy join info right here, right? So if you click here copy join info, you will get that same meeting link, right? So there are what, 3 ways you can get the meeting link here, and then this is how you go about it. So see if any of those work. So I'm just going to leave this meeting because we need to move on with our tickets. All right. So I know there's a screenshot here, but this is just a copy of the ticket that was forwarded to my system here. So I'm going to say there are multiple ways to get the Teams meeting link. However, since you are missing the Teams icon, make sure that Teams app is installed. You do not need admin access to do so. All right, and just kind of to go back to what we were talking about, and when it comes to installation here, there should be Teams installed in here somewhere. Office, bear with me, it might be under a roaming. Microsoft, is it Microsoft? Office, Teams, here it is. Here's Teams. And you can see that it installed just now because today is the 17th. You can see Teams installed 12/17 right here at 9:24 a.m. Right? Today is the December 17th. And here it is. You can see that all these files installed fresh and new. Okay. And then for example, here is the link to the meeting I've created. I don't know, this might be kind of unnecessary for me to add, but there it is. It creates basically a join meeting. So if I hover over this, or if I click edit link, you can see it's a different link that we create. Remember when I pasted the first one just to show you, you can see that immediately this one has a different ending numbers. And if you don't believe me, you can certainly scroll back in the video and compare that this is indeed a different meeting. It's just that this is very neat when you want to, like, for example, add it to your calendar, or forward an email and say here's the meeting info, right? Here is the meeting info. All right, and I feel like that's that, and that should cover you, because first thing, if Microsoft Teams meeting icon is missing, then make sure it's installed, and Skype is now there. This has nothing to do with Skype, right? As far as I'm aware. All right, let's move on. All right, come on. Unassigned issues. Pathway error. Let's see what this one is about. I did the Office 365 update, and now I'm having issues with documents in SharePoint. I get pathway error on some Word and Excel files, but not all. All right, that's very interesting. So it's an update, and you're saying that the Office 365 update, and now you're saying that that's the cause for your documents in SharePoint's not working, right? So they're gone, right? What needs to be done to SharePoint files for them to open correctly? I want to avoid downloading and reloading spreadsheets that multiple people access. So this might be very specific to what's going on at your company. And it says here, I did the Office 365 update, and now I'm having issues with documents in SharePoint. In SharePoint, I get a pathway error in some Word and Excel files. On some Word and Excel files, but not all. On some of them. So let's see here. What could cause this? The Office 365 update itself. So if it's like a desktop update, I just don't see how it could cause this problem unless Microsoft really had something that was pushed to the computers and some update really messed it up. This shouldn't be the case ever. The pathing always should stay the same, right? For otherwise everything is going to break, like it kind of seems like it's happening here. However, there are some things that could cause this, and in this case you're talking about O365 update. So I would need to know specifically what this is. Is this Office 360 update, Office 365 update that is physically installed, like your Office apps, your Office suite on the computer itself? On the computer itself, are they updates for that, right? So I would need more clarification so we can go further from here. However, I can speculate that if it's Office 365 update, as in somebody that has access to the Office 365 made some changes to the way it's set up, meaning if I go, for example, to admin.microsoft.com and I go to the Sharepoint, and from there, sorry, this is the two-factor authentication as I log into Office 365. Okay, so if you go inside, and there are some things that could be changed that could cause this problem. So for example, configuration issues. So if somebody went in here, for example, into setup, right? If somebody went to the setup and they went and did some kind of migration, for example, here it says migrations bring email data content over from another service and manage it all in one place. All of these big changes that are happening with Office 365 could cause issues like this. And it could be as simple as, changing, for example, the domain name for your company. This could cause all kinds of problems. So for those reasons, I would reach out to the admins for Microsoft 365. So system admins or whoever does it for you, for your company, then make sure you reach out to them and see what kind of issues could have caused this, right? So for example, if I go in here and I look up active users, I'm just going to pick a random person here, and you can see once this loads up that, for example, Alice C here is at cosmicnovo.onmicrosoft.com. If this changes to something else, this whole domain, if it changes to something else, this could potentially cause problems, right? This could potentially cause problems. And specifically for SharePoint, SharePoint is more of like a, let's see, sort of like a front website end page for groups and teams of people that are working together. So it's kind of a web-based type of thing. I would more look into that than necessarily assume that it was the Office 365 update, like as an update to the desktop software. So kind of get more details or contact the system admins, depends who it is, and then get more from it, because I simply don't have enough information to go further from there. So I'm going to say if there are major updates to the setup / configuration of the Office 365 for the company, this could possibly cause these issues. However, if it's a desktop Office 365 application update, it is less likely to cause the pathing issue. Now, of course, make sure make sure that these files have not been deleted, right? Make sure that these files that you have on SharePoint are not deleted, and this obviously could cause a problem. It's no longer there, right? So this is, I'm speculating on this other stuff with the assumption that you've already checked to make sure that these files are not deleted already, because obviously that would be a big problem. I would say, and I'm going to say, I would check to see which update or maybe a change caused this in relation to Sharepoint files. Okay. You may need to reach out to Office 365 admins or sys admins. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that because I don't want to spend way too much more time on this because I don't have enough information, you know. All right. By the way, thank you, Tracy, once more for submitting all of these tickets. I appreciate it. Hey, this one is from Emily. Thank you, Emily, for submitting ticket as well. Is Windows valid? Valid? I'm assuming valid. That's okay. Who can tell if my Windows OS is legal or valid? Oh, valid. So you can tell. Okay, so all right. So if you right click your start button and then go to system or however you want to get to it, you know, you scroll down and then you can see whether your computer is activated and your operating system is activated. And if it's a valid one, then you won't have any errors, right? It would be fine here. And you would get things like, you know, device ID, product ID, blah, blah, blah. And then you got Windows specifications. So we'll be in here to tell you whether it's a valid computer, whether it's a valid key that you're using. And it kind of points to it right here where it says change product key or upgrade your edition of Windows. And if this looks just like this, then you have a valid license, right? As simple as that. Now, if you're getting a error here, then you may have to get a legitimate copy, legitimate key for it, then go to here, change product key or upgrade your edition. If you click on that, you can select to change product key, right? And then you get a little bit more info here if you want to read more about it. It says here, get more info about activation, which gets me to the next point where it would tell you whether your computer is activated, your operating system is activated. That's another indicator whether you have a valid product key license for Windows operating system. And you would get a glaring to the right here, to the bottom right, it would be like an error that would tell you your Windows needs to be activated. I'll find a screenshot of this and just kind of post it so you get a good idea. Well, yeah, here, let's do that right away. Why not? I'm going to Windows needs to be activated. Sure. This is exactly how it looks like. So that way I don't have to whatchamacallit, post it later. Here it is, activate Windows. Go to settings to activate Windows, right? So it would be kind of on the bottom to the right there. This is how you would get a pop-up, right? It says your version is not legitimate or something. I don't know. They keep changing this. This is how you would know, right? If you have no errors, then it's fine. And if you have errors where it keeps telling you that you need to activate it, then you don't have a legitimate version of it. It doesn't mean that it's not a legitimate version of Windows. Your Windows is going to still work. It's just that it will be limited, right? It will still be limited unless they've changed that recently. However, if you're worried whether your activation key is legitimate, this is how you would know, as I've showed you. All right. So I'm going to say, since I've never talked to you before, I'm going to say hello. This is Irvin. I know this is a little bit late because I got tons of tickets, so this is about like a month late for Emily. This is Irvin with PC support. You can go to system. You can go to system settings to see if there are any errors in regards to Windows activation, or you would see a notification on your desktop next to the time clock. So if you have no errors, then your OS is legitimate. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave it at that. Let me know if you like this type of content. I know there are people who regularly watch my help desk videos, and I appreciate that as well. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comments below. If you are one of those people who always follow me and always like to watch these videos, specifically help desk, let me know also in the comments just by saying hello, hi, or present as usual. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.